Now this is so easy now. In question number 4, Mr. Rivera has 2 small trays of pasta that are the same size. What are 2 different ways he can cut the pasta into 4/4? Now we need to highlight what do we need to do. We need to cut the pasta into 4/4 in 2 different ways. In 2 different ways. And here we need to divide it into 4/4, and here we have 2 small trays of pasta, as you can see. So what do we mean here by cut it into 4/4? Here we mean 4 equal parts. Okay, so now let's draw or cut the pasta into 4. Okay, so we can do it like this: 1, 2, 3, and 4, or we can do it like this. Now I need to ask you a question. What can I call this part here? This one, this part, what can I call it? I can call it a fourth of the shape. I can call it a quarter of the shape, right? Don't forget, we can call it a quarter of the shape, okay? Now, let's see the last question for our lesson. Question number 5, it says, Erin has 2 ribbons that are the same size. What are 2 different ways she can divide the ribbons into thirds? So let's highlight what do we need to do. We need to find 2 different ways. And we have 2 ribbons, that's the information we have. That we need to divide it into 2 different ways. Into how many parts? Into thirds, which means 3 equal parts, right? Let's do it together. Now for the first shape here, we can divide it like this: 1, 2, 3. It's better to use a ruler, of course, okay? And for the second one, how can we divide it? Can I divide it like this? No, this is not correct. Should I divide it like this? No, this is not correct too. We need to divide it into thirds, which means 3 equal parts. So since we need a different way, we cannot repeat this way again. We need 2 different ways. So this time I will divide it like this. And here we have the thirds. Now I need to ask you a question. What can I call this part of the shape? What do we call this part? Who can tell me? Good job, boys and girls. We call it a third of the shape, or the third of the rectangle. Okay? Now, I hope you understood this lesson. This lesson is an easy lesson. As you can see, the questions are so simple. You just need to read it correctly to understand what is needed and to understand the information given to you. That's why I'm always telling you, also in the class, if you remember, we used it to highlight the keywords. And the word problem or the problem solving, it's very important to know 2 things. The first thing is what is required, what is needed from you, what is the question. And the second thing is the keywords or the information that is given to you so you can use it correctly. Please, whenever you have a problem solving, Try to read carefully, highlight, or even underline the information required from you, or the question that you are required to solve, and also try to underline or highlight the keywords or the information that is given to you, the information that is given to you. Now, I hope you understood this lesson. This is the last lesson in this chapter. Starting from the next week, we are going to start a new chapter. If you have any inquiries, any questions, please don't hesitate to send me an email via the school portal. I miss you so much, grade 2, and I hope all of you are fine and okay, and your family is safe. Please stay at home, stay safe, and God bless you all.